In this video, I want to show you a day that taught me two powerful lessons. First, I missed the main move completely. And before I could catch the next run, volatility evaporated and the market locked itself into a range. That forced me to shift from the level-to-level trader I usually am into pure scalping mode, taking quick targets off OmniEdge levels. Because sometimes it doesn't matter what we want. The market decides what's available. And on days like that, you either adapt to the market or you get left behind. Please click the like button and let's get started. So these are the statistics from my funded futures. You see again, very small, largest trade, $210 after commissions, average trade, $67. But here it is, 19 trades and 19 winners. So 100% win rate over 19 trades, which makes an absolutely unbelievable 1,281 profit factor. Now, if you know what a profit factor is, of course, a profit factor of 1.5, 2 is phenomenal. If you can have a profit factor of 2, that is really good. Here we have 1,281, which is yeah, pretty amazing. Now, of course, this was possible because of two reasons. Number one, I have my edge and I am able to execute my edge. But there is also something bigger here, and that is being able to adjust to market conditions. Because as I said, I prefer to trade the larger moves. I am really not a scalper as such. However, because of the circumstances, the volatility kind of shrunk, so I had to adjust. Right? There was no point trying to go for larger moves if the market is not gonna make any large moves. Because of that, I had to start scalping, and so I would just wait for OmniEdge levels to get hit, and then of course we know that at least a bounce, at least some kind of reaction is very likely from these levels, and so that's all I was doing. I was just patient. I was waiting for price to hit those levels and then go for 60 to 200, which with the Nasdaq is 3 to 10 points. In gold, it's 6 to 20 ticks. Again, way below what I normally go for, but the market is not going to accommodate me. I have to accommodate the market. I have to trade the conditions that the market is giving me. Okay, so let me kind of explain the strategy I used as far as the scalping goes. So first of all, my favorite trades are from the midline to the target. So these targets are hit about 90% plus of the time during the New York session. That's my favorite trade, to try and get, in this case, short right below the midline and targeting the OmniEdge level on the bottom. However, what happened on that day was I missed the initial move. So in the live room, I say this is the main course, right? That's what I prefer. I prefer to trade the main course, the main move. However, if I miss it, then there are some leftovers, and by leftovers I mean very often a price would react after reaching an OmniEdge target. So that's what I would wait for. On that day, all I did across all the markets that I traded was just to wait for price to come to these OmniEdge levels, whether it be the buy level or the sell level, and then try and go for scalps. So in this case, long trades, as price kept confirming that this level is holds. So there were, for example, here, a number of opportunities on the long side. And again, got to keep in mind, I'm not talking about big moves, because even though they are reactions, most reactions are not reversals. If indeed this level continues to hold, price would go all the way back up to this midline, and that's a reversal. But again, I can't count on there being a reversal. I can count on there being at least scalpable trades. In this case, it was an example of missing a long, right? If I miss the long, this is the main course. If I miss the long, I can count on a reaction from this target, right? This is the target in a bullish scenario that OmniEdge identified. Now, in this case, it looks like it's a reversal because price comes all the way down, but obviously in real time, I can't count on that. So all I can look for is a scalp. Let me be clear, scalping isn't who I am as a trader. I'm built for the bigger moves, the broader structure. But here's the paradox. Growth rarely comes from the places we're comfortable. It's the unfamiliar that reshapes us. The stretch outside our preferences, outside our habits, that's where the next level lives. Success has a strange way of waiting just beyond the edges of our comfort. While hitting $1,000 plus on the bigger moves isn't unusual for me, scalping was never my strength. I told myself it wasn't my style, that I couldn't produce the same results that way, but that was just a limit I created in my own mind. And that's the thing about limits. They're almost always self-imposed. We draw these invisible ceilings based on nothing but our own assumptions. We convince ourselves that certain abilities are out of reach, when in reality, the only thing stopping us is the story we believe. The moment you challenge that story, the moment you step beyond what you think you're capable of, that ceiling disappears. Now, normally I'm about a 70% winning trader. So, what are the odds of someone with a 70% win rate going 19 out of 19? Do the math, 0.7 to the 19th power. That's 0.114%, roughly 1 in 875. In other words, that's not random. That's not luck. That's not statistical variance. The version of me trading that day wasn't a 70% trader. And that's the point. If you want to reach goals you've never reached, you have to become someone you haven't been yet. You have to step into the version of yourself who's capable of creating those results. So the next time you think about setting a limit for yourself, remember what that really means. You're not just placing a ceiling on a skill, you're placing a ceiling on your potential. You're shrinking the space where growth can happen. You're reducing the opportunities the market or life can offer you. Every time you say, that's not my thing, or I can't do that, you're closing a door that was never actually locked. But when you challenge those assumptions, when you push past the edge of what you believe you can do, the world opens up. If you want more, be willing to become more, because your results will never exceed the limits you place on yourself. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.